Good morning, lovelies. So let's talk a little astrology this morning. Let's talk about what's going on out there in the cosmos and how it's all affecting us. So today is the winter solstice, and for those of you in the other hemisphere, it is called the December solstice and not winter, because it's not winter there. I have several friends that are in Australia, and they will tell you that it is very, very hot, that they are just melting with heat. So let's talk about the solstice and what that means. So the solstice occurs when the sun enters Capricorn. And that's what happened this morning at about 4:30 this morning. The sun entered Capricorn. And right now the sun kind of appears to stand still for 3 days. And so this is the time for you really to do some reflection, a time for you to pause. We just had Saturn and Jupiter both move into Aquarius. And, you know, some astrologers and some people will say that this is the start of the age of Aquarius. Well, it's kind of hard to pinpoint that down because the age of the age of Pisces, which is the one that we were just in or are currently in, you don't switch ages astrologically for about 2150 years, and so it's really hard to pinpoint it down. So we could be moving into the age of Aquarius, we could be in the beginning of it. It could have happened 100 years ago, or it could happen in 100 years. Lots of people say that we're entering the age of Aquarius now, especially with this conjunction that has happened between Saturn and Jupiter. So that is really a big burst of Aquarian energy. You know, both of them have moved. There's a conjunction and they're both in Aquarius. And Jupiter represents freedom and optimism, and Saturn really kind of like reacts to Jupiter and kind of restricts it and really creates hard work and boundaries. And so, you know, it's really a time to create some boundaries. I've been talking for the last 2 years about getting ready for this giant energy shift that was going to happen, and we'll be getting rid of all the old and getting rid of the toxic and getting rid of our old self, and, you know, ready to welcome in new. And that's where we're at now, is welcoming in that new. Now, don't get too excited about 2021. We've still got quite a bit of social unrest. It said, I wrote some notes down, and it says the energy shifts are going to affect us all individually and collectively. We're not quite out of the woods yet with the troubles from 2020. We will likely have more civil unrest throughout the world. When Saturn squares Uranus, this will bring about a fair amount of social unrest. But for now, we can all enjoy the big energy shift. For now, we can assess ourselves. It's time for some shadow work. Where are you in life? What do you need to move yourself forward? The moon moved into Aries this morning and was going to stay here for a couple of days. So there's a lot of power and action in that. Now is the time to really set forth your goals and set forth your actions on what you want to do. Make a list. You know, it's kind of like a New Year's resolution, but not really. You know, let's really make New Year's manifestations. With the moon in Aries, this is the time for action. This is the time to manifest. And so let's take advantage of that. Let's take advantage of these giant energy shifts that are happening right now, and let's really embrace our power. So, all right, lovelies. Well, that's my astrological update for today. And if y'all have any questions, just let me know. I'll be here. Bye-bye.